Beginning of the film, we see a girl who, along with her brother, opens the grave of a dead man and lies down inside it. It was Sita who wanted to know whether people are punished for their bad deeds after death or not. Her brother puts the last band on the grave and sits near it. The girl takes the camera as soon as the grave is closed. It is seen outside the grave that a man was coming inside the grave by passing over it, which Sita's brother did not notice and did not inform Sita about this. This strange experiment of Sita. The reason behind this was her past. She lost her mind in a bomb blast in front of her eyes, and since then, it was ingrained in her mind that good people do not always have a good end. Bad people also take advantage of this world, and even after death, they do not get any punishment, and good people are not given any reward, as she was told in the religious studies. After Sita's mom and dad died, Sita and her brothers were left in Finland years ago, where the villain teacher tells her that bad people have a bad end. Even if they get it after death, Sita did not believe in this, and to prove her teacher wrong, she went to the room for her brother. No one had gone to this room before Sita, because it was believed that the Cypress room is haunted, and people disappear as soon as they enter it. She went there with her brother Adil, and when they went further inside, they found nothing but darkness, and what was even more strange was that when they went further inside, Adil and Sita were not able to see each other, let alone hear each other's voice. Sita for her brother. She moves forward in worry, and sees a child in the tunnel who was very scared. Actually, it was not a child but her soul, and when she told Sita about it in that manner, Sita got scared. The child told her name as Smile. That is why Sita came out in a scary manner where she saw that Smile was waiting for her with the villagers. She is left in the orphanage where even after coming there was only one question in Sita's mind: that how did she enter Smile's soul? Why is her soul wandering like this? Now she has started working as a teacher here. Sita started following the people doing this and listening to them. And one day when a teacher and a caretaker were talking, Sita came to know the real truth about Smile. She came to know that this orphanage belonged to a very rich man, but he had not made this orphanage for a good purpose. He had not made this orphanage to support children. Rather, he had made this orphanage for himself. He used to give support to helpless children here, and if he liked any of them, he used to take them away. Rich people used to miss that child, and Smile also had the same fate. There was one child among the children with whom many rich people had done CT, and since then, her mind was wandering. Sita hears that they had chosen a deal. Teachers tell that no one saw the Smile of the night, but Sita had seen it inside the tunnel. Now, Sita immediately goes to her brother to save his life. But before she could catch her brother, two hands catch her brother too. Sita could have become a threat to them, so they caught Sita too, and imprisoned her in the storeroom whose window and door were closed. The doors were sealed. To save her brother, Sita used her brain, and with the help of a scaffold, tried to break the sealed windows, and she was successful in doing so. As soon as she came out, Ki Taker came to her. She brought some money and other essential items for Sita, so that she could save her brother and go away from here. Kr Taker also told her where these people were taking Sita's brother. Sita ran through the jungle and reached the road through which she had to pass with Dil. He first distracted the driver by throwing a stone, and then escaped from there after saving his brother. After which, the scenes got cut. We were shown Sita, who had grown up after 10 years, and now does the same old job. Despite the passage of time, the incident did not cross Sita's mind. The thought that the fate of bad people is also the same as that of good people. After a month, only bad people are benefited in this world. Even after a month, there is no difference to them, and neither are good people given any reward or peace. Now she wanted to prove this, and was ready to go to any extent for this. For her experiment, she chose her and her husband's master, who used to play with the children in their childhood. He was living in her old home at this time. First, she found evidence of all his bad deeds, and then by drugging the bad man, she made him reveal all his sins. And as per all these bad things, he finally committed suicide. Labai's children also knew about all his bad deeds, but Labai was very rich, so he did not want to kill her. They did not say anything. After his death, not even one of his sons accompanied him. His funeral is said to be performed by the heart, which bathes him, after which he is buried in a shroud. Now Sita wanted to see what would be the fate of this bad man after a month, so she lay down in the grave. This is the same scene which was being shown to us in the start of the movie. Sita turned on her mobile after lying down in the grave, while Adil, while applying the last bandage, told her that if there is any problem, you can call me. And he himself sat close, near the grave. Now come together. Adil noticed this after some time, so he immediately took Sita out of the grave. As long as Sita was in the grave, nothing became normal there. What she thought turned out to be true. She goes to tell the story of bad people not being punished after death in a morning show. She also takes her recording with her, but as soon as the recording is played, Adil has deleted everything, and no one talks about Sita even once. Sita screamed and cried, and asked, "Why did you do this?" "I have done everything. It did not seem right to do it. This way bad people will get it and not good people." He directly says, "You are not that good. You did not think of anyone except yourself. You did not even do your duty in the old age home properly. Which was your duty?" Dilki Bhat loses heart and goes home and gives her picture. While crying, he felt as if the Labai has called him. Following the voice, he went to room 1, but there was no one there. The Labai had died. When she started closing the door of this room, he heard the Labai's voice again. She heard it. Hearing the voice, she turned back and saw that there was a city called One. When she went near, she saw that she lived in One Old Joysel Shom. She was crying, and she told Sita that her husband was cheating on her, and he used to live with her here. On her advice, Sita went with her and saw that her husband was spending time with a nurse. Seeing this, she started screaming a lot. All the people of Hubli gathered here. That woman was not able to bear this shock at this age. She wanted to kill this man, but Sita stopped her, and she died here. So the old woman starts doing the laundry at night, and by mistake, her laundry gets left in the machine. When she went inside to take it out, by mistake she pressed the button of the machine, and she died while roaming around in the laundry. As soon as everyone heard her noise, they took her out. But by then, it was too late. The man was very shocked by the death of his wife because he had not even apologized to his wife yet. He was going mad crying in this shock. Sita now wanted to do something for this old man. Dilki Batin was stuck in his heart. So she went to a shaman living in her old age home and asked if she could do something to call the soul of the ant. The shaman agreed and sat on a round table with some elders. She had also lit some candles. She was short of one person. She asked Sita to sit here, but Sita was scared. But without Sita, the ritual would have to be completed. Sita was forced to sit. Due to the ritual performed by the shaman, the soul came inside the shaman. It started speaking in the voice of the ant who had died. On hearing her voice, the husband woke up the soul. He tries to apologize to her. But that woman says that I will not forgive you until you kill that woman, with whom you cheated me. On hearing this, Sita felt something wrong. She immediately asked the stage to stop the ritual. But then all the old people started speaking in the voice of the same auntie that killed that woman. Sita felt danger, so she got up from the ritual. She extinguished all the candles and opened the curtains. She broke this ritual and immediately went to save that nurse's life. She had just reached near the sun when she heard something. She was about to tell when the bad man came close to killing the nurse. Sita took her to a room to save her and closed the door. But there his one more partner was already present, who stabbed the woman in the stomach and killed her. They ask Uncle, "Why did you kill this innocent woman?" To which Uncle replies, "I don't want to be sad after dying. Surat had asked me to punish this girl, and I did." Sita got suspicious after listening to his words. Sita thought that he might have seen Sita's morning show. "So I did not see it." But Sita could not prove anything in the morning show whether dead people get punished or not. Now she searched on the internet and found out that after Sita's show many people were impressed, and they repeated the same experiment, and these people recorded it. The voices of those who were not good were recorded screaming and calling, and some of them got relief, which meant that after death, people are really punished. Sita was surprised to see all this. She thought why all this did not happen with Lao Bai. Thinking this, she lost track and decided to go inside again. But what she saw was that even the bones of Lao Bai were not there. Suddenly the soil of the grave and the girls of the grave started falling on her. To save herself from them, she dug a hole ahead and went inside it. As soon as she made her way, the soil from behind blocked her way. She kept moving straight ahead and found a tunnel. The tunnel inside which she went. This was the same tunnel inside which she had found Smile. That tunnel was not here in this city. Sita thought that maybe there was a lack of oxygen. She is having hallucinations due to lack of energy. But the very next moment she heard the old voice of Smile, which made her realize that she is really inside the same tunnel. When she went further in this tunnel, Sita's childhood was in front of her. Her mom and dad were standing outside a glass pane who were waving their hands for her. Sita got emotional after seeing them. She started crying after seeing them, and the very next moment, all these things disappeared. The tunnel became like before again, in which she started moving forward, and this time she heard the voice of Hobai's regret and screaming. On going further, Sita reached her orphanage. They also met their childhood friends in front of whom Smile was standing. Sita thought that maybe all this was her illusion. She remembered that ghosts do exist, but they are not visible until you believe in them. She closed her eyes and told her mind that she could not see anything here, and when she opened her eyes, the orphanage children were in front of her again. Now Smile came in front of her and started scolding her. He said, "Why did you leave me that day? Did you not understand that I was scared? Someone was following me." Sita got worried after listening to him. She went there, and then she heard the sound of someone coming from upstairs. It was the voice of some master. Seeing this, Smile said to Sita that now I am not afraid, and you also should not be afraid of it. To save yourself from it, you jumped in the room in front. The water was very deep, nothing was visible inside. The monster was also moving towards them very fast. That is why Sita jumped in that room with Smile, and suddenly when she regained consciousness, she found her lying with Lahubai. Sita turned around and saw that Lahubai was lying beside her. Whatever she had seen seemed scary to her. She screamed and called a deal, but there was no one outside. No one came to help her. Now the snake came inside with a clean cloth and attacked Sita. It bit Sita and then went inside Laobai's mouth. As soon as the snake went inside, Laobai sat up. Someone tore off Laobai's head. The pieces of it fell on Sita's face and she was completely scared. But this was just the beginning. Laobai's head was fixed again and she was treated again in the same way. In place of her tongue, many teeth came out. Her whole body was covered with wet spots. After this, a strange thing happened. Sita was scared to harm Laobai. Thankfully, it was time. On top of that, Dil dug up this news and threw it out. Sita was very scared. From whatever she had seen, she knew that bad people are punished in the end. And the story ends here showing just this.